Yo, I don't even know what I gotta say right now. I guess what I need to say, or what I want to say, is that no matter whether you were raised in love, whether your parents showed you love or not, whether that was taught to you or not, as an adult, you can teach yourself. You can love yourself. I'm going through something similar to that, where I came up in an environment that it was loving and caring and stuff, but it wasn't shown, like, I guess, appropriately, or like in the correct ways. It was like more shown in violence and aggression and stuff um than like hugs and kisses, right? We get kicked and tricked and stuff like that. But anyways, um my daughter is coming full circle, is coming all the way around, because my daughter now, she's like trying to get on the phone and the tablets and stuff, and looking at that as something emotional, and we're seeing it pop out in her emotional daily expressions, and it's not good and healthy. And the only thing that I could think is that it's my inability to show her that, to give her that, so she's seeking it from somewhere else, because it's, that's what we are. We're humans, and we're raised and designed. We're designed for that. We're designed to communicate, and designed for compassion, and designed for all those things. And the internet is taking advantage of that. They're hijacking that system to exploit us with it, and the children are showing us that. And so I'm trying to look for an answer. And me growing up in a different time with, like TV and barely getting the internet, my childhood was different, obviously, like I'm saying. And so the childhood that she needs isn't something that I'm like readily available to like give her. That being said, I have to try to figure that out. I have to try to supply her with what she needs, what the future needs. You know what I mean? What not what today needs, but what the people of the future are gonna need. And they're gonna need to love each other. They're gonna need to learn how to get along with each other and with the earth, right? Probably the earth first and then each other, but we're going backwards, right? We're turning around, we're going backwards. So we gotta learn about loving ourselves and taking care of ourselves, and then taking care of the earth after we're straight. So taking a step away from like social media and all that stuff, even though it was getting locked in. Like, I had just sold a couple templates on Etsy. I just figured out like a couple of new things about YouTube, and I was getting up some subscribers. It's like just as soon as I'm like figuring it out, or I have spent enough time to see the learning curve start to develop, I have to back away. And this seems like a trend in my entire life. Everything that I've been doing, it seems like every time I start to get some traction, it just gets fucking yanked, But anyways, I think it's a perspective thing. So I think that perspective I just outlined, I gotta find a way to look at it a different way. I gotta find a way to see it differently. Let me see. There's fucking like 10 semis driving down the road right now. Let me see if I can fucking put this kid like that. I think like that, it should mute the background noise a little bit better. Hopefully I don't have to fucking do. Like, I like ambient noise in the background, as you can hear birds and all kinds of stuff. But for some reason right now, there was just a gang of semi trucks going by, which is kind of normal, um, but not really right now. It's like usually certain times, you know. But that must have just been a little burst. Everybody else is gonna be like little cars and stuff that won't make too much noise. But anyways, what I was saying is, um, in order to supply that readily, in order to be able to give that out, you have to cultivate it. You have to grow it. You have to like build it, right? You have to add to it continuously. And so where are you going to get the materials to add to that? You know what I mean? And that's where the problem is for a lot of people. That's where the problem is for me, is like, if your parents didn't show you that, you know what I mean? That's usually where people are looking in towards. They're looking in towards themselves and their own experiences and like what they learned and how they learned it and who taught them and that stuff, and they're passing it on. It's traditional, and that's very much how it is, right? That's very much how it is. And so in order for us to tap into that, we're going to need to become that. We're going to need to be that. And that's why I'm saying you can do it. I don't know how to do it. I'm just encouraging you to do it because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do it, even though I don't know how. It's really frustrating, makes me cry. You know what I mean? It's really some of the toughest shit that somebody has to go through, is like re-engineering themselves, you know? And as an engineer, you're gonna want to engineer your shit not to fail, right? You don't want to ever overload the system. You don't want to ever make anything that's gonna, fail. So that's what our life is. Our bodies are only going to last so long, so don't put it under stress. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, okay, you're going to go to the gym. You're going to lift some weights, right? You're not going to lift the heaviest fucking weights in the whole fucking gym. You're going to like break your back or some shit, right? Because you're not fucking there yet. So same with this stuff. Like everything that you do, you got to take baby steps to get there. And so one of the first steps is acknowledging that, like, fuck, I don't have these tools and I need them and I want them and my future needs them and my kids need them and their kids need them. And that step right there, noticing that's huge. That's huge. So that's already a jump. That's already a leap in the right direction. Now all you got to do is stay focused on that and seek seek the seek the beneficiaries of that. Seek the things that are going to do that, like your children. They're going to tell you what it is. You know what I mean? Because if you're a business, they're the customer. You know what I mean? They're the one buying the product, and your product is your love. And so you're gonna need feedback from them. You know what I mean? You need surveys. You need all that shit. You go to the fucking store. There isn't a fucking receipt without a number on it that says, do this survey or do this. And then there's incentives all over the place. Like, oh, I'll get you this free this or that if you do this or that for me. They all want feedback. They all want to know what we know about them or what we think about them or what we want from them, because they want to give us what we want. And there's the same. It's the same for the kids. The kids are like that. The kids want us to give them that. And all we got to do is just tap in, I think. That's what I'm going to try. I'm trying to tap in. Today's the first day I'm just hanging out with my kid and trying to explain everything to him. We're not going to watch any TV or any devices or anything. We're probably just going to read. We're probably just going to read a bunch of books and shit for the next little while. And yeah, I'm going to try to figure out how to love her the way that she needs to be loved and the way that the future needs to be loved, because she's going to need to tap into this in the future. She probably won't have to struggle like what I'm struggling with right now, because I'm trying to fix that for us. You know what I mean? So she's going to be able to say like, oh, what did my dad show me, or what did my mom show me, or and be able to give that to her kids. But for me right now, we have this like a little bit of a generational gap when it comes to that, because of what we've been through, because of what these cultures or societies and different things are claiming that they could do to other people. You know what I mean? They can't do that. And so it's up to us, it's up to each individual person to be able to draw the line and say, this is what you can and can't do. And that's what I believe. I believe that They can't do that to us unless we let them do that to us. Nobody can do that to you unless you let them do that to you. So I'm stopping it right now. I'm stopping that from happening to me, and I'm stopping that from happening to anybody else around me by being the love, by being the positive person, by being the one who's trying to figure that out. Do I gotta do I gotta give you a hug? You know what I mean? Oh, there's an ambulance. Do I gotta talk to you? Do I look you in the face? Do I gotta pat you on the back? Do I gotta shake your hand? What is it? You know what I mean? What do I gotta do? Whatever it is I gotta do, I feel like I gotta learn that language. They got the love languages. Let's learn all that languages. Let's learn all that shit. They're trying to take our languages away. We could get them back, and we can get even more than that. You know what I mean? We can reinvent and layer on top of the shit that was already built. So that's what they're afraid of. That's what a lot of people's afraid of is the level up. And I have to be honest, I'm afraid of it too. I'm afraid of what I'm going to become and what I'll tolerate, what I won't tolerate, and the people that I love, if they'll still be in my life or not. And then I have to think in bigger picture, like, fuck, dude, that's always in threat. You know what I mean? We're always in danger of that shit happening to us. Like, we don't own anything, really. We don't even own our bodies. When we die, the bodies go back to the earth, you know? So, um, really is a perspective thing. So the perspective that has you immobilized is the perspective that needs to change. The perspective that says, like, I can't do this or that, and it's so hard, and I'm stuck, and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's okay to feel that. Feel that for a second, and then think: is there something else to this? Is there another side to this coin? Can we go somewhere else? And yeah, we can go somewhere else. You can't go somewhere else. It's crazy. And that's the power of your mind. It's the power of the belief, Believe it. Believe that you can change your feelings. Believe that you can change your emotions. Don't try to control them or steer them or anything, but being able to recognize them and say, like, oh, I feel angry right now, and then act a completely different way. Like feeling something doesn't mean you have to act a certain way. And I think that's one of the things too, like choice theory. If you don't know choice theory, get on choice theory. I think his name is William Glasser or Glassner or something like that. Choice theory changed the game for me, changed my mind. Everything's information coming in, and you just gotta figure out what you're gonna do with it. You don't have to do anything with it. You just choose what to do with it. So yeah, but yeah, I gotta go.